It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit and
envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Mola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
we're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive.
For shot down, who am I but shot down? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide down. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet, so my aircraft still spit. Can't be tied down, leave your seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. You bust all some righteous and veiled shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick, for real marquee velvet, body not for marches of females clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows and shit to a fly zone. Haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but with villain man. It's not Cypress Hill. I'm Tuttle shit. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow. I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more than scamper. Need more than scanners. I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to it. Chase a high, drink paper or bra. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, space AC, yo, busters stuck in the cages, face off. After the shape, the stages of fate, you fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am a at depth, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting it up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetrical apparel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lives what your fans get. The world's and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top and see the shit or get off the bike. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people to never get a piece of pie. And they want to go for the cracker. That go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas that know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side eyes. Looking past the side spot. Third eye gang, straight vibes. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that from the skybox. We got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some ropes. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blind to the fact that love, we gon' have this real song. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script displayed out. They keep us engaged, they keep arranged. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and it's on the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle, to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fizzle. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me.
Come on in.
Or from the other cheek, the wise man known by his silence. Mostly disguise combines silence by guidance from conspiring to knowledge.
My chest is sore. I'm going to the gym in about 2-3 hours. Get an evening workout.
These pedophiles, squares, and hymen. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-client. Our refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push off the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work.
Rep that 225, 235. Oh my God.
True music for real. My soul ain't no pose.
1 mil a day.
We're foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, or Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. It's time for a change, got a boss up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style, too late with apologetic claim. You wrapped in a coca, blame by God, it's overdue. Your time is at the end. Like Josh silent without sin. He put me on the better for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. Suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill this. Don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Over kneels too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe the TC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When it's on the zone, all red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' red them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Yo, what's good? So you see the topic there. Let's see if my boy Mac, I think he left. And yeah, okay, good. They weren't catching nothing anyway. They weren't catching nothing. It's kind of a little too warm. The fish kind of sleeping right now. Anyway, you know what's funny is I do watch a lot of stuff on ice. On YouTube, preferably. I don't look at it media and all that because they're, a bunch of suckers. But I'm starting to realize people are suckers too. You know why? First of all, ice is getting away. Oh, what's up, baby? Ice is getting away with a lot of pretty damn dumb things. You've had one who mysteriously died after getting caught drunk and all this other stuff. Shooting. Then had a couple people shot that should have never been shot, and they lie, just like all the rest of them. Well, what's very problematic is you have a bunch of people don't understand that a lot of this experiments, getting to the next vector, because a lot of people, regardless of what they like or not, going to be dropping dead. They're not attempting to live. They're not attempting to follow suggestions or people on platforms who give you a way for further enlightenment. So I don't like saying a dead word and all that kind of stuff, but this is being very direct. This is, asserting the reality of the situation of the language that has been given to you by the very system that has incorporated you into it. So, but if it was really the cartels And it was really the Chinese. It was well known that a handful have been caught. But if it was really late like that, they could raise ruckus. What you see going on wouldn't happen. If the gangs and all that, so-called black and the revolutionaries and the liberals were really, really about it, ICE would have been stopped a long time ago. You know, you have people worried about, oh, well, they bring the National Guard up. Well, they've already done that. The reality is people have no self-control. And I'm talking about, when I say self-control, y'all know what I'm talking about. The labyrinth of thought, emotions, and feelings. Hey, kill me and put a vida, man. What's going on, family? Au revoir, you already know, beloved. And I've been watching lately some of the people who have been going into the restaurants. I actually know where they hang out at all the time, but I'm not here to be going, here they all are right here. The social construct of everything that people are dealing with, it seems like it doesn't permit or allow them to see things as they truly are, fluidity like. But the reality is, because we got a bunch of them that jog around here, you already know who they are. I mean, and a lot of them, where they're at, they're not even from there. The worst thing of it all, though, is they're literally showing you that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, so when you see them flying flags or all this other stuff with tattoos, 1776 on them, you know there have been a bunch of them out there with swastikas and the SS, you know, 88 whatever, HH, Heil Hitler, whatever. And for everything that's going on, they are being told from the top. So if it was the cartel and the Chinese, the black extremists, and the white nationalists, and all these individuals, ICE wouldn't be getting away with a damn thing. Only reason why they're getting away with it, and I don't think a lot of you see it, is because fear. That's it. And the worst part of it is they're attacking, you know, these low-life motherfuckers. I ain't talking about the guys who are out there, because there are those who are going after drug, you know, the cartels. There are, and gangs. But these ones who are messing with the people who are doing all the work, they'll do that and then go sit at Chipotle and Tex-Mex and all this other shit. They'll eat the biggest burrito and the biggest, you know, paella, all this other stuff. And yet, if you pay attention to what's going on in the world, look at Portugal, for example. So you have the Portugal hybrids in Brazil. So my daughter, she hasn't had to go out and do no shooting and all that shit with the drugs, the druggies and stuff. And I'm grateful for that. But you have a lot of them dying. But if you look at Portugal, take the bus. A lot of these immigrants, these Africans, these Sikh motherfuckers and all of them, getting on the bus or on cars, whatever, so-called go to work, whatever the workman tell. They don't care about the condition of the bus. They don't care about the condition of the people there. So why is not ICE running around over there? If it's systemic from this so-called Israel by this bastardized child predator who is not allowed back in this country, they say, when most of the government is that anyway, child predators. I wouldn't be surprised if a handful of people moving in ICE, well, we already know about the feds. I don't want to talk about them, but in ICE aren't part of those, you know, dilapidated constructs that traffic children and women. Because there's no way in the world this stuff can happen on the soil without a badge and a costume. But regardless of that, if it was the cartel, all the cartels, I mean Colombia, Peru, I mean Bolivia, like, you know what I'm talking about? Jamaica, Haiti, because they got their own cartels, don't get it twisted. The mafia got their own cartel. Look, this stuff is big. The Chinese, they don't like taking no loss. The Yakuza, yes, they're here in America. If it was really them, do you think they wouldn't have already met up and said, this is how we're going to collaborate our defenses? Do you think they couldn't have shut that shit down? There's full auto weapons all over the place. The fun switch, you can buy it. And there's people who could buy 100 of them and make every one of their weapons, you know, boom, 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 quick. Do you think that it couldn't be stopped? there are people who still know how to make explosives with regular old shit stuff, excuse me, in the kitchen, you know, vegetable oil, glycerin, blah, 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 blah. I can't sit here and say it. That could, you know, level a block. And they're there. Why has it not happened? Oh. Look at George Floyd. I've looked at all those videos over and over and over, and I keep seeing hair and then bald head. I keep seeing legs, then no legs. Same thing with a certain shooting incident where they're doing cardiac, you know, they're doing pulmonary resuscitation on this individual, and all of a sudden this thing don't have no legs on it. We just had a couple more incidents where AI literally had innocent people beat up or arrested. So, is this to get you all nocturnally to feed information and fear to the consortium, to keep the distraction, to keep y'all in the playing field of absurdities? Because if they wanted to, this could be Afghanistan 101 and Chirac, like everywhere, easily. Okay? Easily, because the majority of people are very ignorant. Literally because of Hollywood. A bunch of pale skins are running around thinking they're us, whether they be indigenous, Indian, whatever. And you can see over the last 90 to 120 years how they've changed, even sooner than that, 60 years, or no, 70 years, how they changed the name of places, incorporated new ideology and religions. So what's really going on? I mean, some of y'all live in those nape of the woods. And it's always strategic. You know what I mean? Like, if people lay in concrete and they're hardworking and they're there to pick up, you know, a job, you know, get their payment, and, you know, why would you go after them? If Trump is all about getting rid of the bad people, I always say, if you're getting rid of the bad people, why are the racists still allowed to have all these broadcast channels and all the stuff I was looking at? Why? Because, see, no one wants to address the monkey in the room. How can you bring people from South Africa when the pale skin still got a whole city there and towns, and there ain't nobody killing nobody? Now, you've had people, because of apartheid, where lands were stolen by these Zionist shills, regardless of where they're from, where the people went and killed them and took back their land. Well, they killed a whole lot of folk to take that land, and nobody's messing with them. And what do you think was going to happen when you got all them Negroes? What did you expect? Would you expect anything less? Let me pull up the comments, because I'm gonna keep talking, but let me go pull up the comments. Thank you. We only got one in here. Well, go figure. You see the Afrikaners at the bus stops all the time. Yeah. My apologies. I wish people would know that, you know, it only take a minute. No, I'm not getting to the meat of it yet. I'm pointing out little things that most of you might find disturbing, you know, when you really look at it and you think about it. You don't see nothing going on. You don't see the reality of the situation. How many of you live in a place where the so-called ICE has been through? I mean, I'm only asking, how many of you live where they actually exist? You know? This is some big time stuff, you know what I mean? It's not some little stuff. Look at that goofy AI. Look at the goofy people behind it. Look at the manipulation and the fear that they so tactfully move upon. They literally move upon fear. And For me, that's a weakness. Just because you got to go and pay somebody and get people who are loyal to the movement to do dumb things, that's where it's at. And if they had an earful or inkling of the reality of the situation, maybe they would see things a little different. But who would want that? You know, conditioning is real. Frequency is everything. Even with the poison that they're feeding everybody, if your frequency was elevated, it would have no effect. You dig what I'm saying? It would have none. Is everything good, Thom? Is everything good, guys? I want to get the fishing rods and stuff. Hey, we fish and we hunt and shoot. I can't wait to show you all the bow I got. All the bow I got. Oh. I got to do a little fiberglass work because I want to strengthen it. But man, is it, it is beautiful. But, okay, good. Thank you, Thom. But, I'm going to elaborate and go a little further on this, tomorrow. I'm gonna hit Westside up and a few other people and see if they want to do like a little bar, a little table, a little bar thing where we have a deeper conversation about it, because there are those who support them and everything. I don't support anything or anyone as far as all the agenda stuff. I don't care about it. I get it, but if it was really, really about what it was supposed to be about, it would have never got to this point. And it's obvious. I remember somebody saying when they were letting all the immigrants come in, they were literally saying, watch, they'll come up with something, part of the agenda where they got to get rid of all of them, then everything starts or kicks off. And they were literally, and they were right. Did they have inside knowledge? Maybe. Maybe. It's plausible. But the more detrimental part is the fact that people are still moving like situation is normal. What do you do about it? You know what I'm saying? What do you do about it? I just want to come on and just throw that up there, because if it was real, and it was really like the cartel, not just the people who I would call the tethers of the cartel, and it was really the Chinese with the nationals with the soldier capable. Because you got to remember, in the hood and everything, if it wasn't the cops and the agencies, it was the Chinese who were getting the guns for all the melanated people from the south to the north. Oh yeah, oh trust me, I know. I mean, there are people who got RPGs and they got rocket launchers. I've seen them. They got grenades, boxes of grenades. I just look at them like the inert dummies or something. I just go about my business. I ain't got nothing to, I mean, I don't even need to see it. I remove myself. So, again, what is to believe? That's why I don't believe, I don't know what that word even means. I literally don't believe in none of this shit. But I do recognize what people do, how they move, and I hold them accountable. Balance is everything. Whether you like it or not, balance is everything. And everything is unevenly yoked. Yes, yoked, balance, one and the same. Maybe those religious zealots may be paying attention now and realize we can share all the information in the world. Right? What good does it do? It helps. It's very beneficial. Maybe people might have a different way of looking at things and dealing with things. They can put their foot down and say, wait a minute. They might have a bigger connectivity. But there are more and more of our people finding out, and I'm here to tell you, it's on the bigger hemisphere of knowledge, of knowing. It's not the small number that's always put out in front And again, today I saw people bickering with these frauds. It's mind-boggling. I always say, if you're going to deny the so-called Negro his rightful heir and place in this land, then use a fraud. You don't know real history. You're actually nobody, and you love the lie you've lived in that you don't believe is a lie all your life. That's just the reality. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get Westside and a few other people and see if they want to do a live on it. You know, I would, or ask certain individuals, but I know how they feel about ICE. Westside supports them to some degree, and there's a couple other people I know that support them. Yet some things are questionable. Me, I don't support no one that goes out to harm individuals. That I get it though. I'm here to say get rid of all immigrants. I mean everyone. If we're going to do it that way, everyone. I wouldn't mind having 1,000 people under me, showing them how to weld and how to make bricks and really know how to do it. I wouldn't mind, you know, having them open up books and tasking by looking at each individual and what they know, tasking them with coming up with better motors, getting rid of all this electronic bullshit, this nosy, snooping, deadly frequency shit, shooting and blowing up every one of these damn stoplights with the fucking monkey ass surveillance system that's being put in by the very people that y'all believe is there to protect you, the ones that so-called kill your presidents or not. That's what it would be, but that's not the case. We're never going to get there. So I must remain like Jonah, stubborn to a degree, and I can't support any of it. You dig what I'm saying? None of it. But if it was really as serious as laid out, oh, the streets would run with blood. I could see it. I mean, regardless of my dreams, I can literally see if it was to change. All right. So appreciate you. Like, subscribe. We're gonna kick the Willy Bobo. I'm going to actually show y'all when I set up and start fiberglassing. I'm gonna set it up. I meant to do it. I'm gonna show you all the sand, the fiberglassing, and the cutting. I gotta go and charge up my jackery one more time. Finish charging up. Well, I'm gonna take a couple of the chargers down there and charge a few of the batteries up, because I'm gonna be literally up on that roof and getting it in. All right, and you guys will get to watch. All right, I appreciate you guys. If you donated, I appreciate you. Whether it's on here, Cashapp, whatever it may be, I appreciate you guys, because you know I take it and I utilize it. I got quite a bit of stuff. I got to pick up some stuff tomorrow. I got to go and check and see if it's ready to pick up, and I'll share that with you as well. All right. I appreciate your donations. I want to be a little more tactful. I don't want to be all sporadic and all these things that people, you know, they're concerned about. Too much worry, too much doing nothing, too much this, that, and other. We got to change it, you know. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, bro. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the other videos. I hope it made sense. I hope you shared it. I hope that's part of your discussion and you find out more information and we further this endeavor. All right? Check your eyes out. A little later, because I know I need to read. All right?